Hey, Chuggy coming at you here. I'm back with my Vetern Lynx. This time I have a Shinko 244 tire that I installed on it. And I have really come to like this tire. Kind of see the tread pattern there. It's got a nice curve to it, so it's good to hit the edges. Yet it's got some knobs to it, so it's pretty good at off-road or when you hit a little bit slicker surface. So far I'm enjoying the 244 on my Vetern Lynx. A while back I had a wreck on my Lynx and things didn't line up quite straight after the wreck, trying to show that. So my tire actually is a little bit to one side, and I guess I'm going to try to show here if I can do this with one hand, which I probably can't. But I'm going to lean the thing back and roll the wheel. There's a little bit more gap on that side than there is on this side, and there's just a wee bit of rubbing against the fender there, or not the fender, the jump pad block, front bumper. But that's only when the wheel is sitting in place. When I'm rolling on it, it's totally smooth. I can carve hard either side, and I don't notice any kind of rubbing on it. So I was hoping when I took the wheel apart and put it back together with the in order to do the tire install, that things would balance out a little bit better, but it is when it's sitting still slightly to that side. Anyway, the 244, the first day or two I was on it, it felt like there might be a little bit of a high point in the middle and a drop off to either side. Not as bad as the tire on my Vetern Patent, but which is the one that I got is very close to the original knobby tire that I'm running on the Patent now. Oh, by the way, the Lynx made almost 2,000 miles, like 1,900 miles on the original street tire that I had on it. And the street tire was tubeless, and I kept it tubeless with this 244. In order to install it, I put a compression strap around it and brought it over to my friend's house, who has a bigger air compressor than I do. And we were able to jet the air in and get it to bead and seed. And I do have to check tire pressures, it seems, more frequently to keep a good high air pressure in this 244 than I did in the original. I don't know if there's maybe a slight air leak. I mean, it's got to be way slight because it holds, loses maybe 3 pounds in 3 days or something. But it's it holds pressure pretty well. But I do have to check tire pressure on it prior to rides. Seems more wise with this 244 tire. Anyway, the installation of it went pretty smooth. I used baby oil this time to put the tire on to help the bead seed and to help slide it on more smoothly. That worked well. The Vetern Lynx was way fewer bolts than my Vetern Patent to get apart and do the tire change. That was nice. Putting it back together was a little bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be. There's slots that have to line up just like perfect in the battery pack to the shock frame. That made it just a little bit more. I don't know. It was a little tricky putting it back together, but I got it back together. I mean, it's easy to figure out. I did take both sides off. You only have to take off one side to do the battery change, but I did both sides because with the Vetern Patent, I had some of the bolts get loose. the bolts that actually go into the hub motor, yeah, which was a common problem with Pattons. I noticed with this batch 1 Lynx, they had the bolts marked exactly, and everything was still on the mark. There was no looseness on any of the axle bolts. So Vetern figured out what was necessary to fix that problem. I do recommend using Loctite Orange for the axle bolts on a Lynx or a Patent. You can break it free, yet it is definitely stronger than the blue. On the Patent, I used the blue the first time I took it apart and retightened the bolts, and about 1,000 miles later, it was it was getting loose again, and I had to do it again, and that time I used the orange. That time I did the tire change on the Patent too. So, yeah, once again, I really love the riding characteristics of this tire. Somehow it makes the suspension feel more plush. I guess it's just a little thicker than the original street tire is. It is a little heavier than the original street tire, especially the one with 2,000 miles that I'd worn completely bald, had gotten to be quite a light tire, and because of that, the acceleration was really snappy on that super light tire with super low spinning mass. It's less with this tire, because this tire, even though it's a tubeless installation and everything, with its nice thick knobs here, it's just a wee bit, you can feel it's a wee bit less snappy when you go to accelerate it. That being said, with the greater spinning mass, it's even more stable than the original street tire. And the Lynx has always been good to me, like in high wind situations and things like that, where I'm not getting blown around. So I'm liking it. Anyway, yeah, I'll just go over a couple other things with the Lynx. I've got the Grizzla pads on it, the Flow Large. I got the light set for it, both the front lights and the tail lights. Oops, I don't have those in. I've got those at the charger right now, the winking, blinking tail lights, but those are the mounts for the tail lights. Have the happy tail lights over here charging on my USB. So, and I got the Grizzla jump blocks and the down here the Grizzla rear frame protectors, and I've gone with the E-wheel spiky pedals. It's and I've got the seat that E-wheel's included with it. Some French name to it. Anyway, and it's working really good for me. I've got over 2,100 miles on the Lynx now, and which is between 3,000 and 4,000 kilometers. So I am really enjoying the Lynx, and riding it almost every day. And yeah, once again, this tire really makes a difference for like when I have to, go in the grass and go through mud and things like that. It's just way better, way more grip. There's been some huge storms here. Right now I'm in the Dallas area. It's where my parents live. I take care of them part of the year, and the other part of the year my sister takes care of them. But it's springtime, and there's been like crazy thunderstorms this spring, and literally tens of thousands of downed trees in the immediate area. And so I've been riding it lately and having to jump over logs, and this new tire works very well for that. With the street tire, I probably would have got off and lifted it over the log, but I can maintain my mount and jump logs with this grippy knobby. So I'm really liking it. Anyway, I've been rambling on long enough. Really like the 244. Oh, one other thing I'll show you. I had a backup. I was worried about the width of this 244 and if it was going to rub and if I was going to like it. So I'll show this. This is the original street tire that had 2,000 miles that I've worn the tread pretty much complete off of and made bald. And then I do have also a Shinko 241, which I had considered installing. Dog hair off of it. Yeah, Shinko 241 in case the 244 was rubbing and I didn't like it, because I heard some people were having problems. So I had this as a backup, but I really like the 244 and I like how the knobs are staggered on it. It just makes more sense than one knob after another with the little gaps that the 241 has. I like this 244 better for the kind of riding I do. Anyway, Chuggy having fun on my Vetern Lynx with my new tire. And if you want to put a new tire on the Vetern Lynx, I highly recommend the 244. It's a good deal, and if I can get it not to rub on mine, you should be able to get it not to rub on yours too. Chuggy out.